Hey everyone, it's Eric from Brook to River Fly Fishing. By now, most Euro-nymphers know that using a micro leader like this 4X Adams Mono gives you an extreme advantage when tight-line Euro-nymphing for trout. And I agree that when I'm tight-lining, a micro leader is the best material for the job. However, did you know that you can do a lot of other things besides straight tight-line nymphing with this same leader material?
Never too old to learn something new.
The goal of today's video is to give you some different ideas of things that you can do with this same micro leader material that you may or may not have thought of before.
For example, in this clip, I'm stripping a streamer like I would with a regular fly line and tapered leader. I'm just using my micro leader instead. The trickiest part about using this retrieve is getting a solid hook set, but I find that if I roll the leader around my thumb a little bit, instead of just pinching it between my fingers, it's easier to do.
Come on, come on, come on. Get tight, get tight, get tight.
Now, I probably wouldn't pick this method of fishing streamers if I was going to fish them for a whole day, but it works perfectly well to fish a hole or two or throw them through a run after you've already nymphed it. In this clip, I stripped it past the front of the brush pile and then jigged it a couple times and the brown trout slammed it.
Alright, jig streamer. I stripped him right off that wood pile. Ah, buddy. That was fun. Okay, in my hand I've got a size 2 clawdad. This is just a regular streamer. This is a pattern invented by Chuck Kraft. May he rest in peace. I've caught a lot of big trout on this pattern. I usually fish it on a floating line with a tapered leader and just swing it, but I can also fish it on this micro leader.
In this clip, I'm swinging a poacher jig streamer in the middle of a rainstorm. The water's up a little bit and also off color, so I'm trying to cross seams with this, let it swing, and also jig it as it's coming through the seams to provide extra animation. I'm trying to show my fly to as many fish as possible, as well as make it easier for them to find in the muddy water.
Here's a good one. Stay on, buddy. I went for the net stab. He made a run. Danged into my leg. Somehow he's still on. Oh, come on. Yes. Woo. If you're liking today's video so far and want to catch more trout, please subscribe to the channel.
In the next section, we're going to talk about how deadly it can be fishing dry dropper using a micro leader instead of a tapered fly line.
Okay. Now this could hold some fish, but this would be pretty hard for me to tight line without a dry fly. So we're going to dry dropper this, fish the Y, see if we can't pull a fish or two out of here.
When fishing dry dropper on a micro leader, you use your dry fly on the tag and a nymph on the point. This is a deadly short range tactic if you keep your line off the water and high stick your dry fly to give it a perfect drift.
There we go. First fish, fishing the Y. All right, well, I still got a lot of work to do on that, but I can say I have caught a fish fishing the Y. Bye, fish.
The biggest difference on this type of dry dropper fishing is where you focus your eyes. You actually look at the knot of the tag where your dry fly is attached and you hold that out of the water. You watch that knot as your drift comes downstream, looking for any movement upstream, downstream, or takes on the dry fly. It's definitely different, but Josh Miller swears by it.
Hey, now we're getting the hang of it. All right, 2 fish fishing the Y. So here's things I'm noticing. I can fish shallow water with this. When I cast, it takes a second for the dry fly to get downstream of the nymph. That's when I can really see the Y. When it lands, the dry fly is usually upstream and then it has to rotate down below. I want to take the dry fly, it just kind of goes back upstream.
It's critical when fishing the wide dry dropper that your tag is 4 to 5 inches long. If it's shorter than that, the Y knot doesn't stay out of the water, and if it's longer than that, it's hard to control. With a little bit of practice and a few fly changes, I was able to pick it up pretty quickly, and you probably will too. The next situation is a deep water drop off.
I probably have 8 feet of tippet from my sider to my point fly. But for fishing these deep drop-offs like this, again, right here I've got shallowish water, knee-deep water, thigh-deep coming in here and dropping down. Guys, it's important to note that I'm sinking in contact here. In other words, when I cast, I'm in contact right here. I've got tension. There we go. I got tension on my flies. That looks like a pretty good fish. It's a big bow. Eat the mop. Okay. Enough's enough. Get in there. Lift, scoop. Nice. Hook that big fish right at the edge of the drop off. So one of the great things about Euro nymphing is you can adjust your depth of your drift just by raising or lowering your rod tip. As I come down over this ledge, I just sink my tippet deeper and deeper. And then that 8 feet of tippet is helping me out because I'm getting a steady, constant drift with my tippet. I'm fishing 5.5X today. I've been fishing 5X a lot more recently, but I wanted to see how 5.5X does with these bigger fish. That was pretty nice. It didn't feel like it had me outgunned at all. Today I'm fishing the Adams 10-foot 6-inch 2-weight XTZ. This is a custom build by Rich at Mr. Ant's Rods.
The rest of this video is one of my recent trips where I was out fishing in the fall with a more traditional Euro nymphing setup.
There he is again. Ouch. On the waltz. I got a rock with that one. Thanks, Goldie. Another one. Man, what are they doing sitting in there? These little bows are just stacked up in this little fast chute. So guys, I don't know. There should have been fish all up through here, but there wasn't. I put 3 casts into this, and there's been 3 fish in here. Why? I have no freaking clue. It's just the way that it goes. All right, well, literally I caught 3 out of here. Oh, there was number 4. Good gracious. All right, y'all, it's been a pretty good morning. I probably landed around 10. One really nice bow, a lot of smaller bows, and a little tiny brown. I'm gonna go to another spot and catch you over there. Yeah. All right, we're on the board. Another little brownie. Ate the stonefly. Thanks, buddy. All I have is my main fly. Come on, get over. is a brown. Pretty nice one. We will take it. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Ooh, that was close. Just in time. What did he eat? The waltz. The waltz, the waltz. I said just in time because I moved my hand down. Stop. One fish is all it takes to change the day. There's a fish on the walls. Change the day, change the day. Whoa, that almost hit me in the face. I felt you, little buddy. I felt you tap to tap tap. Tap to tap tap. Thanks, Rainbow. Yeah. That's a nice fish. Bye, buddy. Thank you. Can we find another one? He was sitting right in there, right off the front of that big rock. There's one. I knew there was one back under that branch. Just sitting there waiting. Thanks, Mr. Bo. Whew.
I ended the day after a great fight with this nice wild brown. It was a good day. I caught a bunch of fish and I had a lot of fun doing it.
Thanks for watching this brook to river fly fishing adventure. If you like today's video, please subscribe. Hopefully you learned something. And as always, now that you've seen me catch some fish, you go catch some fish. Bye.